Justice Kennedy's retiring from the Supreme Court, jeopardizing decades worth of LGBT advances. We'll have the week's one top LGBT news story and what it means for the future on Weekly Debrief. If you're finding Weekly Debrief helpful, you can pledge $1 or more a month on Patreon to help keep it going and get some backer rewards. Visit patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description to join the folks who make the show possible. This is not a great time for Justice Kennedy to retire from the Supreme Court. With his absence, the Republican machine can install a second extremist on the court, and anti-gay organizations are already celebrating what that would mean. An open invitation to roll back the advances we've made over the last few decades. It's impossible to know exactly what the future holds for LGBT cases before the court. Some experts are saying that the rights we've secured are safe, other experts are saying that they're vulnerable. We just don't know what's going to happen. But here's what we do know. First, we know that large and powerful organizations are already mobilized to undo LGBT equality. Not just marriage, but much more. The National Organization for Marriage, remember them? They never went away after marriage equality was legalized, and they've spent the last 3 years promising that they're going to find a way to undo the ruling that granted the freedom to marry. The second thing we know is that there are already numerous situations already in progress that could wind up before the Supreme Court regarding LGBTQ freedoms. That includes access to public accommodations, that's our ability to do business, go to school, have a place to live. There are signs that the State Department may be restricting the ability of trans citizens to obtain passports. There are coordinated efforts to restrict adoption and custody efforts for same-sex couples. The list goes on and on. And that's a huge worry because of a third thing we know. This administration is extremely hostile to LGBTQ people. They're in favor of firing people for being gay. They want to house trans inmates in dangerous facilities. They close down investigations of harassment in schools. They're trying to erase protections for queer patients in hospitals. And that's just a fraction of what they're up to. We don't yet know who the nominee to replace Kennedy is going to be, but it's virtually guaranteed that it's going to be someone hostile to the safety and well-being not only of queer people, but to people who belong to intersecting marginalized populations. And that brings me to the fourth thing that we know. Whoever this nominee is, they'll pose a grave threat to lots of different groups. So this is a very important time to stand in solidarity with allies and speak out on behalf of their rights, not just LGBTQ issues. So, what can you do? When it comes to Supreme Court appointments, there's no direct accountability to citizens. Ultimately, the decision to confirm is made by senators, so you'll need to ask them to oppose Trump's ideology taking over the court. You can start by learning about the people on Trump's shortlist. That's at ditchthelist.com. Next, get in touch with your senators and tell them you don't want any nominee confirmed who's going to jeopardize equal rights. Then, keep your eyes on the news, stay educated, tell your friends and family why this is such a big deal. And, as always, let me know about stories that need covering on Twitter and in the YouTube comments. Thanks to everyone who keeps Weekly Debrief going with the pledge of $1 or more a month on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description to join the folks who make the show possible. And I'll debrief you next week.